is a Spanish chorizo and chickpea stew, and I'm going to serve it with some poached eggs. Now what I'm doing is just finely chopping an onion. We're going to fry off the classics, so onion and garlic. I'll start with the onion in a pan just like this one, and we'll turn the heat on. We want a medium heat for this and a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. So a few tablespoons of olive oil, and then I'll add my onion, and we'll give the onion a little bit of a head start while I chop the garlic. When I'm making a little stew like this, I always put the onion in first and then the garlic, just so you've got more control over the cooking, because as we know, garlic cooks much faster and it burns much faster too, and we don't want that bitter flavour. And then we'll pop that in, along with 3 bay leaves. So in they go. So we'll give that a bit of a shake. Now onto the chorizo. I'll need 2 chorizo sausages for this. Chorizo sausage is minced pork, and it's been spiced with smoked paprika. It's also got a little bit of garlic in it, so it's such a great sausage to use in a base of a stew like this. I'm going to leave the skin on, and I'm going to cut it into long strips first, and then make little piles, and then we're just going to dice this and then pop it in the pan too with the onions. All right, now that this chorizo is chopped, we just want to cook it off for about 3 to 4 minutes so it gets slightly caramelised. But just to enhance that smoked paprika flavour, I like to add a little bit more of the ground smoked paprika, so just about a teaspoon. Now toss that a few times, and you can see how much of the oil has leached out of the sausage. That smells so good now. Now we need to deglaze, so I'm using some sherry wine. This is a fortified wine from the Jerez region in Spain, and it smells, well, it smells like the flavours of Spain right now as soon as you put in that sherry. Now just let that reduce for about 30 seconds. You want to cook off the raw alcohol flavour. And now we can add our chickpeas. I'm using good old canned chickpeas. Use good quality chickpeas. Rinse them in some cold water. Now coat all of those cooked chickpeas in that delicious chorizo oil. Oh, it smells good. I like to add a little bit of freshly ground pepper. And now to make it into a stew, some crushed canned tomatoes, 1 can, just scrape down the bowl. Mix it up, and then because this is going to cook for 20 minutes, I need a little bit more liquid. You could use some chicken stock if you like, or some good old water. Fantastic. And that's it. Stew just needs to bubble away now for about 15 to 20 minutes with the lid on. And once that's cooked, I'm going to come back and show you how to cook the perfect poached egg to go with it. This smells delightful, and have a look at it. It's thick, it's rich, and it's perfectly cooked. This is going to feed 4 people too, so it's quite hearty. Now to poach the eggs, I like to do it in a big pot just like this, lots of water, and then a good glug of white vinegar. This is going to ensure that the egg whites stay intact when they're cooking. So a few eggs, nice fresh free-range eggs, and we'll break them straight into a bowl. You can break these directly into the pot, but I always think it's safer to do it this way. And then carefully place the eggs in the water. You see how it just drops straight down to the bottom? You can see how that egg white is almost encapsulating that yolk. All right, let's do a few more of these. So another one. And you can see the water's not rapidly boiling. You just want it to be gently simmering. Let's add another one. Drops to the bottom just like a teardrop, so it just forms its shape, and then it starts to cook. So keeping an eye on the water, turning it down if need be. All right, let's go back to the first egg to see if it's cooked. And the best way to check if it's cooked is just to feel the centre, and it should just spring back but still be quite soft for that gooey centre. All right, onto some paper towel, and the second one's cooked too. Perfect. Now to serve this delicious stew, I'll bring this over here, take the lid off. Oh, it smells fantastic. And this would be for a quick dinner, so you can be a little bit more generous with the serving. Placing in the centre of the bowl, getting a lot of that sauce and lots of chorizo. Pop that down. And now, just with the back of your spoon, make a little nest in the centre, just so our eggs can sit up proudly. And now I'm going to serve 2 eggs. Just one over there. And then please make sure you drain on some paper towel, and we don't want extra water in our stew. And then a little bit of salt on the top. And I love a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to finish it off over the top. And then some warm flat bread to serve it. Do it the European way, which is just break it apart. No need for a knife. I'm going to cut into this egg just to show you how deliciously yolky it is. Oh yeah, that's a very good egg. Mixing that through that delicious chorizo sauce, you're onto a winner with this one.